Don't run after wealth. Instead, live a purposeful life. Don't run after wealth, but instead live a purposeful life. I see this trend that after COVID hit, a lot of trading has come into the market. Like everyone is doing some kind of trading. The focus has shifted to creating wealth, having additional sources of income and all that. It's good to have wealth. I'm not saying it's bad. The Bible does not call wealth evil or money bad. It does not call that way. What the Bible reminds us is this: don't live your life just to make money. Don't live your life just to make more and more money, more houses, more this, more that, because that is not a life that is something that will satisfy you. But rather, what will satisfy you is a purposeful life. Now, if you don't believe in what I'm saying, I may not be a billionaire, but there is someone in the Bible called Solomon who had the greatest wealth ever. Ecclesiastes 5:10, he writes like this, saying, "Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income." You see what the Bible says? A person who loves money will never be content. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. Who's saying this? The richest man to have ever lived. Had great wealth. And he goes on to say, this too is meaningless. If you go to another passage in Ecclesiastes 4:8, he says like this: "There was a man all alone. He had neither son nor brother. There was no end to his toil. Yet his eyes were not content with his wealth." See, what wealth does is that it does not keep you satisfied. You want to live a satisfied life? Live a purposeful life. Put God's kingdom first. What does God want me to do? How can I live my life in a way it's beneficial for others? How can I live my life in a way that brings glory? Now, that doesn't mean you have to quit your job or stop earning money. You have to earn your bread. That is important. The Bible talks about it. However, we should not set our heart on wealth, because that becomes a life without contentment, without satisfaction. It's like always we're running behind more and more and more and more. The Bible says, whoever loves wealth, never satisfied. So you may get an increment in your salary or make better profits in your business, but all that will make you, I want some more. Okay, I made $1 million, but I want 2. After you make another 2, I want more. It will always lead you to a life where you're chasing behind something that will never satisfy. This is how Solomon concludes the whole book. In Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13, he says like this: "Now all has been heard." What does he say? Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. What is it? Fear God. Advice from a billionaire. What is it? Fear God, keep His commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. Life is not about how much wealth you can accumulate or how influential you can be. So many people, you go to Instagram, my wife was recently showing about someone who aspires to be in a certain field of medicine, but is not yet there, but is talking about it as if he's already done it. So I was looking at her and saying, look at what you're doing. You're doing much more. But then there are other people in the world that are not yet qualified, but are presenting everything as if they know it all. Why? Why are they doing that? Because they want to become an influencer. Have you heard of that? It's a big industry. Everybody wants to be an influencer. It's an empty life. It's an empty life. The Bible calls us to live a purposeful life, a life where God has designed for you and me. You run after that, you'll be successful, you'll be happy, you'll be able to raise a good family, you'll be able to live life that pleases God. Solomon, in all his wealth, you know what happened to him? He went far away from God. In all his wealth, he was too far from God to even come back. God was very upset with Solomon at the end of his life. And he writes like this in the book of Ecclesiastes, saying, here's the conclusion of the matter. Fear God, keep His commandments. For this is the duty of all mankind. You fear God, you will focus on His plans. You fear God, you will put Him first in your life. When you fear God, you will say, God, help me to live a purposeful life. You won't run after what the world offers, but you'll seek after His kingdom and His purpose for your life. So, church, don't run after wealth. Instead, live a purposeful life.